Hey guys, this is Reed from Commander 99, and today we are going over some affordable upgrades for the new Commander 2018 product. This should help you strengthen the theme of your deck, and today we are talking about the Esper deck Subjective Reality. If you guys don't know, that one is piloted by Aminatou, the Fate Shifter. This is a legendary planeswalker, Aminatou, which costs 1 white, 1 blue, and 1 black for 3 loyalty. Her +1 is draw a card and then put a card from your hand on top of your library. Her -1 is exile another target permanent you own and then return it to the battlefield under your control. Her final ability is -6, choose left or right. Each player gains control of all non-land permanents other than Aminatou the Fate Shifter, controlled by the next player in the chosen direction. Alright guys, so let's jump into this. We've added some cards like Augury Adept, Twilight Prophet, Sorin, Grim Nemesis, Oracle's Vault, and Druidic Satchel. These cards are to help you kind of manipulate the top of your deck and get extra value from these cards. We're also going to add cards like Mastery of the Unseen and Temporal Mastery that really care about what card you've put on top. To help you see into the future, we have Moonring Island and Precognition Field. Both of these cards let you look at the top of libraries. To abuse Aminatou's -1, we have Demonic Pact, Oath of Teferi, Hedonist Trove, Tree of Perdition, and Bojuka Bog. Since we're able to exile any other permanent and return it to the battlefield, we're going to get all of those enter the battlefield effects. We're also going to be able to reset Demonic Pact and abuse Oath of Teferi a little. We're also going to add in some late game enders. So we have Omniscience and Ghastly Conscription. We add cards like Augury Adept and Twilight Prophet to be able to use Aminattou's first ability to set up a huge trigger for these cards. Being able to put something like Omniscience on top of our library and then gain life or deal damage equivalent to that is going to be a huge benefit to us. Also, being able to set up cards to be cast with Oracle's Vault is going to allow us to kind of cheat around high mana costs once Oracle's Vault is online. Using cards like Mastery of the Unseen to specifically pick and choose cards that we necessarily don't want to see at this moment to manifest, and then later on using the card Primordial Mist to cast that card when the time is right. Temporal Mastery was one of the miracle cards that seemed to be missing from this deck. Being able to set up for an extra turn is quite powerful. Precognition Field, in addition to letting us cast that top card of our library if it's an instant or sorcery, is also going to allow us to remove cards from the top of our library if we don't want to see them anymore. Lastly, an all-star that seemed to be missing was Druidic Satchel. Because we already know the top part of the library, we're always going to get the trigger that we desire, whether that be off of a land, a creature, or a non-creature, non-land card. Focusing now on Aminattou's minus ability, there were a couple cards that came in the pre-constructed deck that work fantastic with this, but we added a couple more to get the absolute best effect that we can. So we've added Hedonist Trove, and once we've exhausted all the resources that we've exiled with it, we can go ahead and flicker it and exile someone else's graveyard and use those resources to our advantage. We've also included cards like Tree of Perdition. We can set an opponent to 13, use that minus ability, and then be able to set another opponent to 13. Cards like Bojuka Bog and Oath of Teferi are just good in a flicker situation. Being able to constantly remove someone's graveyard or flicker any other permanent is going to be an advantage at some point in the game. Demonic Pact is kind of a strange one. We're going to be able to use each of the other abilities on that card, and then right before turn 4, go ahead and flicker it and reset all of those abilities to use them again. If we do manage to get Aminatou up to 6, we can then use her -6 and shift that card to an opponent to kill them and close out the game. Lastly, the additions of Omniscience and Ghastly Conscription are going to be some big game enders that we can use. With the high mana cost, a lot of our top deck matters cards are going to trigger, getting us huge value. Some cards that we took out, Magus of the Balance, has too high of a potential to harm us and what we are trying to do with our deck, so we went ahead and took it out. Loyal Subordinate just doesn't seem to do enough for a slot inside the deck. With Geo Golem, we still have to pay the tax, and our commander costs 3 mana, so it doesn't make much sense to be running this card either. Sower of Discord, while it is a very good and fun card, fit into the Top Deck Matters theme. Verena the Lich Queen is a wonderful legendary creature and will make a wonderful commander for a different deck. Definitely focus on turning this card alone into its own zombie tribal deck. Sphinx of Jarl Island is a little bit too pricey for what it does. When we can run cards like Moonring Island or Precognition Field, which allow us to look at the top of libraries anyways, it just doesn't make sense. Alright guys, I hope that these suggestions on cards to remove and then our list of affordable upgrades can help you make your deck more thematic in the new Commander 2018 Esper deck, Subjective Reality. Remember, we're going with that Top Deck Matters theme. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like, tell us why, share, and subscribe.